Good morning, everyone. My name is Deepak Iyengar. Joining us now is Mr. Karthik Prabhakar, a seasoned investor and expert in private equity and venture capital. He has worked across landmark deals and has deep insights into wealth creation beyond public markets. Today, he will help us explore world of private equity and the role in the client's portfolio. Welcome, Karthik.
Thank you. Thanks, Deepak.
So, thank you for being here. So, let's start right away. My first question to you is, what is the biggest misconception advisors have about private equity?
If I had to highlight one, I think many of them seem to believe that it's a spray and pray, or on the other extreme is that it's a short way to create significant wealth. So let's just diversify and invest in multiple of them. So I think both the extremes are a big misconception. There is a method to the whole chaos. There is a method to the madness that often gets lost.
Correct. Thank you. How should advisors handle client concerns about private equity, long lock-ins and low liquidity?
I think the best way to look at this is that you have to first appreciate that the value unlock will actually happen through the long-term duration. This is a long-term asset class. You don't have shortcuts to the value creation. Yes, there are examples where companies have created tremendous value in short period of time. Right. But if you're really looking at value creation on a sustained basis, this is a long-term asset class. So I think the only way to adapt to that is to first accept that this is long-term, this is illiquid, and therefore I will get into it with the perspective that I'm going to stay put for a minimum number of years, and typically that is at least a 5-6 years. Funds are 10-year duration. So when you're investing in funds, you have to go with the mindset that this is locked for 10 years. That's extremely important to kind of understand.
So at the start itself, you should have that kind of mindset.
You should have that kind of mindset.
Great. So what are your key signals for spotting a good private equity fund or a deal?
Private equity fund, obviously I can kind of advise, but with some bias. But let me start with a deal. What are the key signals? As an early stage investor, where we invest at the seed stage, we really take signals from the team and the market. These are the two things from which we are looking for investing decisions. We are trying to see if the team has the motivation, the grit, the domain knowledge, the ability to kind of play the long game. So we are trying to see what are some of the demonstrations that the key management has made in terms of demonstrating that, hey, there is a hunger and an association with this opportunity. So we are trying to understand what's the purpose. Why are they doing this? That's one of the things. The second thing is we are also trying to understand, is there a tailwind in that market? Is there a reason why the market is expected to grow? So the growth of the market coupled with a strong product driven by a very motivated team is something which can actually create value.
That's the best.
Now, if I had to kind of extend that to how do you choose a fund manager as well, I would possibly go with the same framework in terms of saying that, hey, look, is there a team which is highly motivated to play the very long game? This is a 15-year journey. I think that's one thing which often is lost. You see that it's a 10-year fund and therefore we can kind of look at underwriting it. But unless you are seeing at least 2 funds and looking at a 15-year journey, you're missing the point that the team has to motivate the underlying team to also create exits in the second 5 years.
Correct.
And while you're doing that, they have to be motivated to be investing on the side. So it's a 15-year journey. So is there a motivation to see that the team is motivated to run this for 15 years? Yeah. And do you have the right kind of skill sets to access great opportunities? So one of the biggest things here is, do you have access to good opportunities? And what is your right to win? Are you motivated? And do you have a right to win those opportunities? I think that's the framework that I would look at.
Great. Thank you for that. In fact, we just had a wonderful session from you, in the event. So you did mention in the session that one of the points you mentioned was limit the exposure to a percentage of overall allocation. The next point you had was meaningful allocation to be able to create needle mover impact on portfolio.
Right.
So that's kind of contradicting. Okay, could you elaborate a little bit on this?
Sure. I'll just put maybe some numbers here to just articulate this better.
Yeah.
Because I've done this in my own personal finance math, right? So if you have 100 rupees, assume that you're actually taking an exposure of 1 rupee into private markets, and assume that you are successful in that. And assume that the private market is returning a 30% IRR for you. Whereas your fixed income and your rest of the portfolio, averaging it out, maybe is giving, say, 10%. Right? I'm just putting a guess.
All put together.
All put together. So if I just take an exposure of 1 rupee into this and 99 rupee into that, I have created a additional value in 1 year of 9.9 rupees from my fixed income. And from my 1 rupee, I have created a 25%, which is 0.25. So on the whole 100, I've actually created a 9.35. Now take the same example and say that instead of 199, I put 1090. So the 10 gave a 2.5 and the 90 gave a 9. So that is already a 11.5. So you see the small delta there. So while it has to be within a certain percentage, because there's also the risk that this can go to 0. So assume the worst case here, right? 10 went to 0, you're still at 9. Whereas that 1 went to 0, you're still at 9.9. So it's not 9.1. So it's still not a big loss. Right. So a loss should not derail your wealth creation planning. Whereas a gain should not just be a drop in the ocean.
Out.
So I think that's where that balance is very important.
Right. So an apt mix, a suitable
correct,
mix.
A very suitable, optimal mix to make sure that even if it actually goes south, it's not impacting in a big way, and that's why limit the exposure.
Right.
But if it's actually creating the positive outcomes, which is what you're investing for, then it has a meaningful value creation.
You're really realizing that. Okay.
Correct.
Great. Thank you. So now I'll just have a few rapid fire kind of questions. Sure. Maybe one word or a response.
Sure.
So private equity or public market, what's more intellectually challenging?
Private equity.
Okay. So one sector every advisor should watch in next 3 years.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay. So most overhyped term in investment circles today.
Artificial intelligence.
Right. A regulatory change you would love to see in Indian private equity space.
One word is very hard. I think
you can elaborate. Yeah.
Ease of doing business.
Ease of doing. Okay. So remove bottlenecks.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So one investing book every financial professional must read.
I think there's this book by the founder of Nalanda Capital. I'm missing the name.
Okay.
It's a phenomenal book of how do you think about investing for the long term.
Okay. So that's the one. Okay, got it. So my last question: one guilty financial indulgence you never regret.
You never regret.
Yeah.
I think it would be maybe spending on a depreciating asset like a car.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And it was really lot of information, was eye-opening and very informative.
No, my pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for making me a part of this.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.